Greetings, YouTube. Today, I thought I'd look at a comparison between flippers and Thumbstud knives. Now, I carry both on a regular basis. And here we have the Clash, we have the Strobe, the Thistle, and the Injection 3.0. And these two right now, this one right here is my favorite manual at the moment, and this is my favorite flipper at the moment. And I've been carrying both of these on a regular basis. So I've been thinking about the fact that there are design features that each have that are pluses and minuses. For example, because this is not a flipper, it has nothing on the back, which means this is smooth. There's nothing sticking out, no projection. It means when it's in your pocket, and I prefer a tip-up carry so that when it's in my pocket, my hand is sliding here. I'm going in and out of my pocket to get my coins or my car key or something like that. I don't have a thumb. I don't have the flipping mechanism here in my way, and it's similar to this one. When it's in there, it's smooth and there's nothing here. On a flipper, you do have that, though it doesn't necessarily stick out a great deal. It sticks out a little bit further on the Strobe than it does on the Clash. And the Clash has got a little bit more of a pronounced hook on it. This is an assisted opening blade. One of the advantages of a flipper is that the flipping mechanism becomes a really nice guard. So instantaneously, I have a guard for my finger. Okay, so that is a positive. And again, I'm here with the manual flipper. Uses a ball bearing mechanism, and again, you have a really nice guard. So that can be considered a bonus on the Injection 3.0. No guard, but there's still a decent choil, so I'm still not overly concerned with my finger slipping up onto the blade, but I'll admit that with that guard, these two knives are going to be safer than this is. All right, and the same issue here on the Thistle, and this is not as much protection because it's more of a shallow. Though this asymmetric relief here, it fits the finger as far as when you're holding it this way quite well, but it really doesn't. Your finger isn't really preventing a great deal from moving forward. The jimping does prevent your thumb from moving forward at all, which is nice. So you have a situation where the flippers, the thumb-studded knives can be a little more problematic as far as safety is concerned as opposed to the flippers. Now, what else do you have going for you? Well, there's the ergonomics of when you take it out of your pocket. What position is the knife in relationship to your hand? What I mean is when I pull this out of my pocket, so I grab this in my pocket, and so it's going to be hanging like this. I reach in, I pull it out of my pocket. When I slide it down, my thumb falls on the stud. In fact, my thumb and my finger are going to use the stud as a stop to keep it from sliding any further. So my thumb automatically falls onto the device that lets me open the knife. So a boonk, it's already there, it's open. Similarly with the Thistle, I take it out of my pocket, I go like this, my thumb is already right there. Now with the Clash, I take it out of my pocket, and I now have to move my finger. So I've got to, and depending on how smoothly you take it out, the position you are in, there may be a little more fumbling with the Clash to get your finger into place before you can then use the flipper itself. Sorry, I normally close that with one hand, but this is kind of a treat space in here. I want to keep it in frame, kind of thing. And again, when I take it out of my pocket, my finger is behind the knife. Then I have to turn it like this, as opposed to this. See the difference there? It's slight, but it's noticeable to me. And I carry a knife every single day. I use them every single day. So it becomes apparent to me the ergonomics involved in drawing a knife and deploying it. Now that's not going to stop me from carrying a cool flipper. And for example, the strobe is a darn cool flipper. I'm coming to notice that I am really appreciating knives that have thin handles like the strobe, and the injection 3.0 is not too thick. It fits my hand comfortably. So I'm not just appreciating the length of the blade, which is important to me. I don't want a huge blade. I want something in the 3 to 3.5 range. But I'm also appreciating the slimness of the overall profile of the knife and how it fits into the space inside my hand. So there are definite pluses and minuses here. I think that the thumb-sided knives are going to allow you to get the knife open a little more quickly. Your finger is already going to be in the position it needs to be in next to the thumb stud when you pull it out of your pocket, as opposed to the flippers. They're going to require a little bit more. It's a two-step operation really to get my fingers into position on this, and then I can deploy it. But it isn't something that's probably going to matter to most people, I'm going to be honest. Not a lot of people are going to be thinking about that extra second or that extra bit of fumbling. But as someone who carries a knife every single day, it has become something I've noticed. And it got me thinking that maybe other people would like to open this conversation up, and we can talk about what you prefer in knives. Do you like knives with thumb studs, or do you like the flippers? Now, one of the advantages of flippers I will give you is clean ergonomics. I mean, clean aesthetics. You have nothing here in the blade at all. So you just have the blade itself. This is more aesthetically pleasing than having a stud here. And the stud has to be a little further out because it has to give you a place to put your thumb. Has to be give you enough leverage. So you end up with the stud further out. Like, for example, I own a couple of knives that are they're assisted opening flippers that have thumb studs. I'm not 100% sure why, but because of that, they put the thumb studs further in so that they come out and they're in contact with the back of the blade, where the guard is here, so that it's not really sticking out at all. So it has a cleaner aesthetic look. So you have slightly cleaner looks with these. These are a little more obvious. The mechanism is more apparent. They're slightly less safe than these are because the flipping device becomes a very effective guard, keeping your finger from moving forward. So there's a lot to be said in either direction on this, and I really want to hear what people have to say about what they think about different blade designs. Now, I'm not getting into the really complex devices out there, like Skullkari covers some stuff on his channel with all the weird knives he encounters that are just so ergonomically insane. They're just like a flip, twist. They're not just really suited to one-handed opening in a quick manner, and they're not going to be comfortable in my mind to be using on a daily basis. But these are knives, these are daily users. And with a daily use type of knife, I want people to tell me, what do you like? Do you like the thumb stud? Do you like the flipper? Why do you like them? Does the thumb stud detract from the aesthetics from you, and so you lean towards the flipper, or is it something that you've never considered? Obviously, this is a situation that many people have probably never considered. I may be bringing something up that is a brand new concept to them. That's the way it is. Sometimes you have things presented to you from someone else that you've never considered. So there you have it, folks. A comparison between flippers and thumb-studded knives and my thoughts on the comparison.